out here on some public land in the good old mountains of Southwest Virginia here, getting ready to start hunting here this coming weekend. I'll be headed down south, but just out here looking around, and thought that I'd just do this quick video this week for this week's video before turkey season really gets going, and give you a good little tip that has helped me over the years, and something that I try to do. You know, if you notice in a lot of my videos, I don't really have a lot of calling sequences as far as videos, or because I kind of figure that a lot of people know the basics of calling, which is true. Most people do know the basics, and there's a lot of great information out there, even on YouTube, of beginner-like calls and how to use a mouth call and a slate call and all that. And what I try to do is just give a lot of strategies and tactics that you can use. And I have some beginner stuff from years ago. You just have to go back in the history of the channel and look. But what I try to do is to pass the knowledge, you know, like our logo, you know, pass the knowledge and try to help you in little bitty things that might make a big difference in your turkey season. You know, if you hunt public land a lot, or if you hunt pressured areas where there's other hunters around, you're going to know what I'm talking about. How many people has ever sat on public land, especially, let's just say public land, you sit out there and you hear a turkey, or you think it's a turkey, and you know, and for safety reasons, you stand back and you kind of say, well, let's see if that's a turkey or is that somebody. Now, this person may be a pretty good caller, and then after about 3 or 4 sequences, you pretty much know that's a hunter. You know how you know it's a hunter? Because I guarantee you, most of the time, or at least for me, this is how I know. What I was doing coming up there just now, if you notice, I'd stop and call, just like we would out in the woods. But the one thing that I wasn't doing there, that a lot of hunters will do, they'll come to a point just like this one, and they'll do this. Sounds pretty good, right? They'll go another 50 yards. Here's what they'll do. They'll go another 100 yards, and they'll do this. It's just the same scenario. It's the same sequence. And after you hear that 4 or 5 times, it just sounds unnatural, don't it? Even to a human ear, it sounds unnatural when you're doing the same calling over and over and over, and all you're doing is just walking through the woods. Now, I'm not saying you're not going to get a turkey to gobble. You probably will. He'll probably gobble at that. But on them finicky days where turkeys are just, you know, finicky and just not talking much, I do believe it makes a big difference if you mix your calling up. And when you're going through the woods trying to locate a turkey, and you're trying to call, strike one up, if you got room enough to run and gun, or, you know, walk around, try to locate turkeys, you need to break up your sequences when you're calling. You don't want to call the same way. Now, we're going to talk about the different yelps of a turkey. Now, again, I'm not a world champion caller. You know, I'm good enough to kill turkeys, and that's good for me to do these videos, because it shows that you don't have to be a world champion caller to be a good turkey hunter and to kill turkeys. But the one thing I do know about turkeys is every yelp a turkey does, a hen turkey does, which the yelp is probably the most known call to a turkey hunter. That's the one we all want to master. And the yelp probably has killed more turkeys than any turkey sound out there, and that we do. A yelp is very important. It's the assembly call. It's letting that gobbler know where you're at, or she's getting in a conversation with other turkeys. Now, we got the cluck and we got the yelp and we got all of that, and we need to learn that too. But when you get into the yelping of a hen turkey, you want to break it up. Now, I try to put it into about 3 categories, and there may be more, I don't know, but I try to put it in about 3 categories. You have the excited yelp, which the hen's excited, she's she's doing a little bit of cutting, she's excited, and she's really wanting to be heard. But have you ever noticed you don't hear that a whole lot every day out in the woods, when you're hunting? I mean, you will hear it off and on, but it's not something that you hear all the time a hen does. Certain times in the, during the day, she'll get excited. And it sounds like this. Just that pop, 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 3 or 4 short blasts, and just, she's excited. She wants to be heard. Okay? That's great. We need to learn that. There's days when that will get turkeys a gobbling, when nothing else will. But a turkey don't do that all the time. So just because you get him to gobble at that, don't mean that you want to just keep doing that same thing over and over and over. So you get that excited yelp, then you want to go into what I call the assembly yelp. Now this is where she's kind of, hey, I'm here, and she's trying to maybe assemble other hens, or maybe she's trying to, you know, she's out there, she's trying to assemble. It kind of sounds like this. Now this is the kind of one that a lot of people do. And that's what you hear mostly out in the woods by other hunters. That 7, 8, 9, yelping note is kind of what you hear. That's good. That get turkeys to gobble too. But what you're going to hear more is what I call the social yelp. Kind of, it's that socially. It's and you'll hear this more as far as yelping. You're going to hear this more out of a hen turkey in the spring than you probably will any other yelp. It's like this. One, 2-note yelps, maybe 3, but mostly it's just one. How many times you've been out in the woods, you heard a turkey just yelp 1 note? That's just, hey, socializing, I'm here. When I'm working a turkey in, when I got him gobbling, I'm working him in, I'm doing a lot of that 1, 2-note yelp stuff. That's just socializing. But the point is, when you get back here and you're walking through the woods, you want to mix your yelping up. You don't want to just do the same 7, 8, 9, yelping note. All throughout the woods. You want to break it up. So if I'm back here 100 yards, I might do this. If I'm walking 50 yards, I may break it up the second time. I may walk another 100 yards, and if I ain't got nothing going, I may get excited. Just get in your mind, you're a turkey that's moving through the woods, but you're just not doing the same thing because it's not natural. I do think sometimes where that turkey may hear you, of course he does when you're back here, by the time you get up here and you're doing all these different sequences, that may just be the realism that he needs, and hit that right note on that right day to get him to gobble that one time, where you can know where he's at and set up on him and start working him with that soft calling and all that stuff we've talked about. So that's just something you might want to remember, is just break your sequences up, learn different types of yelps, and learn the different reasons behind them, and then just try to do that as you walk through the woods. I do believe it makes a difference, and that's something that you might want to pay attention to this coming spring when you're out there trying to locate that turkey. Nothing. Hey, make sure to hit that subscribe button down in the corner. I'd really appreciate it. We got a lot more turkey hunting content coming in the weeks to come. We're getting ready to head south here in just about 3 or 4 days, and we'll be down there chasing them longbeards this weekend. So I'm looking forward to it. Make sure to check out all the great links below in the description. Check out my online store where you can pick up all the Dell Outdoor merchandise, the hoodies, and all the other great products over there. Check out springfevercustomcalls.com where you can pick up my old slide box call, my signature series mouth calls, and also the classic Dell Outdoors t-shirt if you want one. They're available over there as well, along with all the other great calls at Spring Fever Custom Calls as well. Check out SOSO Outdoors and make sure to like and subscribe to their YouTube page and their Facebook and all the other great social media platforms there on SOSO. And also check out our social media, Facebook, like and follow me there, Instagram, like and follow me there as well, and just check out all the great links below. So we're going to be getting out here in just a few days, headed down to good old Alabama, and hopefully we'll get a couple good longbeards down there next week. So all you southern hunters this week, good luck, and I hope you kill a big one. And for all the rest of you, stay tuned. Your day's coming, and learn these great tips that you're learning this year, and it will help you kill that old longbeard this coming spring.